Okay, so I think I did you justice to introduce yourself and Sephora, but Steph, tell the people who you are, a little bit about your background and what you're doing at Sephora.
Absolutely, but first, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, no one ever thanks me. I like you already.
Oh, great. Well, I'll share with you. Thanks. So I am Stephanie, who I lead retention marketing at Sephora, and what that means is I lead a team that drives marketers and operators for our 4 owned outbound channels. So that's email, at push, SMS, and direct mail.
Okay. So I think one of the things that everyone loves to know is how campaigns come to life, especially for someone like Sephora who's sending so many different emails. So can you walk me through that kind of 10,000-foot process of how an email comes to life at Sephora?
Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine and highly, highly cross-functional. Many teams, of course, work on a singular campaign, but it starts from, we have a team at Sephora called Campaigns and Content, and so this team owns the overall calendar and messages for Sephora. They then kick off campaigns to my team and other vehicle leads and channel marketers that then they come to the table and strategize and recommend how to best activate the campaign. So the campaign and contents team kind of are the what, like whether it be like what is the message, what are the campaign business objectives and target segment, but then my team would then come in and intake that campaign brief and then come back and recommend how best to activate it. The who, when, where, and how is really what my team does. And then it doesn't stop there. Actually, before I move on to operations, my team leans in a ton of insights and best practices. And at Sephora, we have over 40 million beauty insiders. So we have a rich, rich pool of first-party data that we can personalize against, segment against, and we have a lot of models, like replenishment models and propensity models that the team can tap into to personalize the campaign that they would then recommend for this campaign. So then moving into operations, so then they hand it over to my operations team and they bring it to life. From setting up the campaign to QAing, all the way to send. And so that's how it goes.
So how long does that process typically take for y'all?
Yeah, so we kick off campaigns as early as 4 to 6 months in advance, depending on the size of the campaign. But then, all the way down to sort of an operations part is from 2 weeks all the way down to send.
So 4 to 6 months ahead of time, right? And you're planning out your content calendar. But Sephora does a really good job at staying culturally relevant. Culture doesn't plan 6 months in advance,
Yes.
right? How do you guys adjust to the agile nature of marketing while we're still fitting into your process?
Yes. Agility is in our DNA. Yes, absolutely. Can't be locked in and loaded that much earlier. And we typically see a couple, variations of things that come down the pipe. And it could be when we need to amp up the business, or we see a cultural relevant moment. And just a moment on like amping up the business, we do things from looking at really leaning into our planned strong performers and how can we expand the circulation to a relevant set without harming file health. Yeah. We like to inject messages that work, that are turnkey, like generic sale or loyalty reminders. And then for some cultural moments, a couple examples that are fun to share is, so when Rihanna was performing at the Super Bowl, beforehand, merchandising team came to us because they knew about it and reached out for an opportunity. And we're like, yes, absolutely. Yes.
You don't say no to
Rihanna.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. No to Rihanna. And we're like, okay. And then so we leaned to our most agile teams, like channels, at push and SMS. And so we pushed a message in both of those channels during the Super Bowl about, get her, Rihanna and Fenty is her brand, her latest look.
This was the Super Bowl where Rihanna not only introduced her pregnancy, right,
yes,
but also
right.
did the Fenty Beauty demo, like during her Super Bowl performance, right?
Exactly. So merchandising had that heads up and knew she would be doing that on stage, and it was a great moment. Yeah. And the campaign did really well. And we had a similar example with Lady Gaga when she was at the Oscars. Merchandising also came to us with this opportunity, and we messaged our clients about get Lady Gaga's blush from the red carpet her look that she had on that day. So
I sensed a couple themes in those examples where merchandising is kind of driving some of that product strategy. Is that ringing true, or is that kind of coming from a different part of the organization?
Yeah, merchandise. I mean, we're highly cross-functional.
Yeah.
Like my team works with a variety of stakeholders. Merchandising being a big one. Loyalty partners are. And we have, promotions, obviously, and so but merchandising is a big part of Sephora.
So what ways you mentioned promotions, right? What ways are you thinking about driving repeat purchases that might not be so sales driven, right?
Yes, that's a great question. Well, at Sephora, we have a very strong loyalty program. And so we have essentially 90% of our sales are recognized. So we have a treasure trove, I'm going to use your words in the intro, of data to really tap into to personalize experiences. We also really focus on delivering a seamless experience online, in-store, that is very forefront of how we operate, what we bring to our customers. And then from a retention perspective, we have a robust collection of lifecycle, loyalty, behavioral triggered campaigns across all the channels. And some to note, like abandoned shopping cart, of course, is a strong one, but other ones are low in stock, price drop is a big one, and then we have a post-purchase series as well. So many things go into it. Other things to share too, like our app is world-class, and the app team does a fantastic job, and we have a lot of engaging content in there that really draws in the customer to come back over and over again. And then to circle back to the loyalty program, we have not just promotions, but the other types of offers we have are samples. We have points multiplier events, and our birthday gift, which is always a crowd favorite.
Yeah. I mean, with all of these triggers and all of these messages that you can hit with people, like how much are you thinking about like reach and frequency? Like, are you over inundating them with too many messages?
Yeah, that is also at my team, and we really keep a laser focus on. And so to stay relevant to the customer, most of our campaigns are targeted or personalized. We save the full file moments for curtains up moments, really. And so the team then looks into all the segments and propensities and all the relevant kind of data drivers, then target the campaign itself, but then also within the banners in the campaigns as well.
You also oversee direct mail, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
So where does that fit into your retention strategy?
Yeah, direct mail is what I like to call our reach then reachables. And that's kind of something I've been...
boomers, right?
Actually, I'll get into just a little bit. It is a powerful, what is old is new, because for us, reaching those high CLV customers that we aren't able to tap into or not necessarily opt into other channels. But I came across a couple industry stats, and to your point, actually, is that some of the more digitally native and savvy age groups are really enjoying direct mail. I read that among the 18 to 34-year-olds, over 75% have a positive feeling with direct mail. And nearly half have purchased a physical product from a direct mailer. And so at first I was like, wow, I was surprised. But then when I thought about it, I was like, okay, I can see that. Like, it's exciting to get something in the mail.
It's true.
And myself included. And if you think about it, sometimes, to cut through the digital noise, you have to step outside the box and into the physical realm.
Yeah.
And so we also use direct mail as it's a powerful channel for us as well.
So do you think about direct mail only in that silo, or are you trying to convert those direct mail customers to digital customers, or is it back to the channel of choice kind of thing?
Yeah, great question. We believe we want to facilitate customers shop wherever they want to. So we don't think of forcing them into a corner of one channel or the other, and we also read our measurement that way too. We have an omni measurement as well.
So what are you most excited about coming up for Sephora in the next year?
I love this question. A lot of things. But I'll share with something with SMS. And so with SMS, this channel, we really focus on continuing to drive relevancy and deliver really engaging experiences. And not too long ago, we launched a game changer for us. If you have opted in SMS and signed up for a back in stock notification, when you get your reminder, with one click, you can add it to your cart. Like, talk about frictionless commerce. Like, I'm in love with this.
Through SMS.
Through SMS, like literally right into the cart. And I haven't seen this anywhere, and I really think we're paving the way here, and just one of the many examples at Sephora that we are leading and innovating.
It feels like we're really just scratching the surface of what SMS can provide, right? We talked a little bit yesterday about how storytelling didn't really work for Michaels. They leaned in with the promos. Obviously, SMS is great for the transactional stuff, the flight updates, the shipping updates, right? Yeah. How are you navigating just the changing landscape of SMS and to accomplish that with your business goals?
Yeah, SMS is amazing. It's grown to be such a powerful channel for us. It over-indexes in the Gen Z population. When we've done analysis, incrementality analysis, it's highly incremental because, of course, leadership has questions like, oh, is this incremental, or are we just cannibalizing other sales? And so, but the numbers time and over again really prove the incrementality of this channel, and we continue to look for ways to innovate, such as the example I shared.
Yeah. So with everything you guys have going on, how do you prioritize? Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, that is a great question. I mean, there's different levels of prioritization. Like with our campaign calendar at the master level, there are key messages we'll prioritize. For example, our most recent savings event. We have a biannual savings event for our beauty insiders, and so that is at the forefront of the priority for the month of November. So we'll have that. But then within the channels, they'll then prioritize within the other campaigns that come across the plate. Within different blocks, but we also look at it from a channel holistic perspective as well. It's like, how are we as a business driving the channel year over year from a contactability? Are we reaching customers at the right frequency, at a continued pace? And so there are many angles that the team and we look at to get there.
What about if you're launching a new channel, right? Are you looking at, hey, how would this fit into existing, or would it provide like total net new reach that we're not getting from something else within our arsenal?
Yeah, we're always looking to evaluate what channels or new experiences we should bring to life, and sometimes that leads us to sunsetting channels, actually. Yeah, so we stood up web push, but after a while, it really wasn't driving the ROI for us, and so it was one thing we decided to just sunset, but that was a win because that effort there then was reinvested into SMS, which is the highest growth channel, to then bring to life experiences.
Steph, you're ever the positive. It's like, I love that you turned sunsetting a channel into a positive outcome of the business, right? It's not all doom and gloom over here.
Exactly, yeah.
What we talked a lot about automation and triggers. So what behavioral triggers have you set up that you're just most proud of?
Yes, I love this question. So in App Push, if you're opted into, of course, App Push and location, when you're near a store and if you have something in your cart, we can message you whether that item is in stock in that store. Yeah. So this is like a marketer's dream. Like talk about right client, right message, place, and location, and that does really well for us. And one more example to share, a more recent example is in email, we are testing so if you bought a mini, to then encourage you to buy a full size, and there's a lot of data mapping in the background to get to a place of, okay, maybe we can test this campaign, and the team ideated on how we could bring it to life, and so we're testing that now and excited to dig into further.
Does the aspect of the subscription like we do for CPG goods, right? So subscribe for toilet paper every 6 months or lotion every 6 months, does that kind of also translate to the beauty products, or do you find customers kind of like to shop around and try new things?
Yeah, we embrace both,
Yeah.
and we have offers for both. Like, we have a subscribe and save program that I've spoken to actually some of you in the audience that love it. And we really encourage exploration and discovery, inspire and play, and you'll see that throughout our digital properties and in stores.
Yeah. So when you're setting up personalization, kind of what decisions do you go through? Like, what does that matrix look like when you're thinking, what data should I activate against?
Yeah, first and foremost is relevancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back to the client, the customer. And so we'll think through things like, past purchases, or if it's a sample offer, have they redeemed samples like this before? And we can target that and then we have a range of propensity models that our ML and data science team have created for us that really do well, like brand propensity, category propensity, and all these have driven great incremental lifts for us.
So we just finished the Black Friday, Cyber Monday season, which I imagine for you guys is massive, as with any retailer,
Yes.
right? What was something that you did different this year with Black Friday that you didn't do the years before?
Yeah, Black Friday, Cyber Week was exceptional. It was really great for us. And mobile was the star. Yeah, both in terms of sales and the mobile channels and some things we did differently. So ahead of Cyber Week, we did a SMS tease to really entice clients, we call it customers clients, to opt in to SMS to hear the latest right away. And then on the app, our first day was an app-only exclusive, and we offered early access to our Cyber Week sample bag, which is a hit and always sells out, and deals such as 30% off some brands.
You can always get me with the 30% off.
Yeah.
How much are you guys also thinking about kind of the interconnected experience between your digital channels and your robust e-com platform versus people still wanting to go in store and get beauty advice from someone in store, or pick it up online, or pick it up in store? Like, what does that kind of look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, various teams worked on different elements of that, but in Sephora, really in our DNA is omni-channel, and back to what I shared earlier, like, we really encourage our customers to shop wherever and however they like to, and be where our customers are. And so in store, you'll see things, of course you can speak to a beauty advisor, but we'll leverage some digital properties like Skin Scan, but online, we'll offer, some help as well in terms of shopping guides, and so it's really the seamless experience across channels that we really emphasize and focus on and deliver for our customers.
I'll have one more question before we kind of open it up to the crew. What's keeping you up at night, Steph? Whether it's marketing related or not, like, what are you most worried about?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I mean, I'm not worried per se, like, not worried about anything. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here and also hear about the latest technologies that are at the forefront of this industry and how we can further tap into that to bring innovative, seamless experiences to our clients. And personally, what keeps me up are my children. So. I'll throw in that there too. I actually have been sleeping longer here away from them, so I'm enjoying that a bit. But
Steph, remember, this is recorded and on the record.
I know, it's okay. I gotta throw in some humor in there, so yeah.
Questions from the crowd.
All right, and just as a reminder, please give your name, company, and if you're staying hydrated.
And if you're staying hydrated.
Hi, Stephanie. I'm Alex from Barbecue Guys. You mentioned that you guys have a great conversion rate for your direct mail pieces, and I'm just curious what is included on that. Do you guys offer a coupon code in that direct mail piece to get that conversion rate up?
Yeah, some of our higher performing direct mailers are, one is, of course, the biannual savings events that I mentioned earlier, but we also have an at-risk and lapse series that go out a couple times a year, and those are also very high performing.
Hi, Jess Vogel, CMO at OfferFit, VIB Rouge. So one of the things that I think Sephora is great about is, allowing you to return and really try a lot of things. Are you able to act on that returns data and look at someone might be testing a lot of in those models, and I guess are you taking that under consideration in how you're marketing to them?
Yeah, I love that question. We're always looking to continually optimize and improve ourselves, and the team look at a variety of data. And so, yeah, we look at all the things to drive the most relevant marketing.
How do you have time to look at all of those things, Steph?
Yeah, well, it's not just me. Like, back to the cross-functional team, like, we have different teams that look into different things. And we have a fantastic marketing effectiveness team that we partner with, and so, and a CRM strategy team, and an orchestration team. And so at Sephora, yeah, we are highly cross-functional, and it's how we're able to do a lot of things, but we prioritize. So we don't do all the things. No one can. Yeah.
So even you deal with a resources constraint
Of
problem.
course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Back to sunsetting web push. That's one micro example.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Tara Llewellyn from American Eagle. My question is, you mentioned the SMSTs that worked really well for you. How did you market that, and where did you market that, and to get people to opt into SMS, and what was like the strongest place where you marketed it?
Yeah, we find that in driving SMS opt-in growth, right? We like these islands of marketing initiatives that my team kind of initiates, do well, but isn't as powerful as like in the broader orchestration of the full Sephora weight of all the channels. And so, being Cyber Week, there's a broader brief and broader effort across that. And so the team really worked with, very upfront in terms of planning for cyber to be integrated in a broader campaign.
Hi, Stephanie. I'm Megan from Inspire. It sounds like your business is very calendar focused. How do you balance that with signals customers might be giving that they don't want to receive multiple emails a week or even a month?
Yes. I know as marketers, it's always, top of mind. And yes, the calendar is, largely the broadcast side of the house, but we have a lot of triggers and behavioral messages, and we have global frequency caps to make sure that clients aren't, overwhelmed with messaging.
Last call for questions. Okay.
All right, Steph, thank you so much.
Thank you.